This is a tarot reading for all air signs, so Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra placements. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Tarot is not fortune telling. I will not tell you anything that you don't already know. This is a tool for your soul's expansion. So if you're okay with that, we're gonna go ahead and get into your reading, air signs. We'll start with the overall energy, pull clarification cards, and end with an oracle card. So let's get into it. Okay, what's the overall energy for all air signs? At the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands. This is you wanting to create something. You want to create something that you're passionate about. You have this like idea or this belief system that you can create things. Your external circumstance probably doesn't reflect what it is that you want to create right now. You might feel like you're starting from square one, or like people don't understand why you want to do what you want to do. People don't understand your motives. They don't understand why it is that you think that you can create this thing or whatever it is. Because you probably have like a whole bunch of other responsibilities right now, and so people are just like, why are you trying to create this thing? But I feel like whatever it is, it's going to be emotionally fulfilling for you. I think that there might be a level of immaturity or like newness to whatever it is that you're trying to create. And you could also be going back and forth between like one thing and another. Like you could be going back and forth between like what you believe and what you feel, or like your fears and your determination or insecurity and this, or like it's like you're kind of like bouncing back and forth between two things. I think that there is a need to take control of your life. There's a need to take control of your life where you feel this like controlling presence in your life. You need to look at your relationship with power and control. You need to look at your relationship with discipline, because discipline is freedom. Sometimes we can feel like, it's like, I don't know, it's like you have all these like things you want to do, but you feel like maybe you don't have time, or it's like you need to look at your priorities and understand that you do have control of your life, and you are in control of your emotions, you're in control of your belief system, you're in control of the way your actions that you take, you're even in control of your own feelings, your own emotions, because when things happen, you can't necessarily control how you feel, but you can control how you react to those things. And in not justifying these erratic emotions that you have about it by not taking this crazy action, you're not validating that emotion. And so that emotion like lessens, it loses power. That will resonate for some, it won't for others. The Queen of Swords is about having clear communication and clear boundaries with others and within yourself. So this is somebody who, no matter the chaos that's going on around you, you're able to have like a clear mind and clear boundaries. And some people might think that that comes off as cold, but I feel like you just really are able to sift through things that are happening and be able to, like, it doesn't affect the way that you think about yourself or think about like there's things that you just won't accept, and it doesn't matter what's going on or what anyone says or anything like that. It's like, this is what I believe, this is how I am. Like, you have this like your mind is made up kind of energy about you. And it could be about what it is that you want to do, but there's like a controlling energy here. I don't know. We have the World card, so there is something ending. There is a cycle ending. The Queen of Swords is looking towards the World, and the World is looking back towards the Queen of Swords. And so I feel like you want this cycle to end. You're trying to go into a new cycle, but there is some sort of like heartbreak or fear of heartbreak or fear of pain with other people, because it's the 3, which is co-creation and creation in general. The 3 of Swords is about like, yeah, just pain and heartbreak, and that stems from your own mind. That stems from like you allowing like things that other people say or do to affect you. And I feel like you are trying to leave that behind. You don't want to allow yourself to be influenced so much by other people. You want to be in control of your life. But yeah, you do have this kind of like immature energy to get over, or like, I don't know. Let's dig a little deeper. I think that you want to change and you want to create something for yourself, but you feel like other people won't understand. You don't want to hurt other people. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Ace of Swords. So this is you coming into mental clarity, something being illuminated for you, you getting an idea, you getting a breakthrough. This is like you get this communication from somebody, or somebody sends you a text or something, or like you get this idea that is like, oh, that's what I need to do, or whatever. It's like some sort of breakthrough, some sort of mental clarity. That's what you don't see coming. So that is what something will happen where you'll be like, oh, okay. Because I feel like right now you're kind of like confused of like, I want to do this, but I don't know, and how are people going to react, and like, I want this change to happen, but it's going to be painful for me or some other people or something like that. With the Page of Wands, it's backed by the Sun, which is a card of celebration and happiness. It's a card of rebirth. I think that you want to create like you want to create something that's going to be fulfilling for you. I think you have this idea, you have this thing you want to do, and other people might not understand it, but you don't really care because you know that it's going to be fulfilling for you. You know that it's going to create happiness for you. There's something that has to do with like children, or it makes you feel childlike. There's something that like brings back the nostalgic feeling of childhood. It ignites your inner child. It makes you feel youthful again. It makes you feel happy. It's like something that you have always loved to do, that you want to like create something more of. It's something to do with that. Only you can know what that is. The Page of Cups is backed by the Empress. So I think that you want to be this person who can create the things that you want. You want to be this like abundant, nurturing energy for others, for the people in your life, for yourself even. But you're still at the Page of Cups. So emotionally, mature wise, you're not there, and that's okay. That's like life. There's going to be times where you're like on top of it and you're able to handle situations with in stride, and then there's times where you're going to be more reactive. And I think right now you're at this like reactive phase, and you want to be this like very like Zen person where things just come to you, you're able to create things, you're able to help others create things. But right now you're just in this like, you have this like warped perception maybe of things, like you're seeing situations and you're reacting to them emotionally because you have this like these films over reality. Like, you know, we get these layers of film over our reality, our perception, based on things that have happened to us in the past. You might be holding on to that. There might be a sense of not feeling like you are a fruitful person, not feeling like you can create the things that you want. This also has to do with good parenting for some people, because there is the Sun card here, there is the Empress card here, so this has to do with children for some of you, but also this could just be you re-parenting yourself if you don't have children. But this could be for two groups here. There's like people who want to be this like Zen mother or father, or Zen parental figure, Zen like nurturer, but you're a little reactive and you're a little immature still because of things that have happened, and you're just like, you're perceiving things in a skewed way. For others, it's like you're trying to reparent yourself because your perception has been skewed. You probably have like reactive tendencies, things like that. And I think that the only way to do that, because the Emperor is backed by the Emperor, so respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules and power, authority. This is like a father figure energy. Protection, control, discipline, focus, practicality. And a father figure, this isn't like gender wise, this is, fathers are obviously providers, protectors. They're somebody that everybody can rely on. And you want to be that person not only for others but for yourself. You need to be able to rely on yourself to make the good decisions that you need to make. You need to be able to have the self-esteem to make these good decisions. And I think that all stems from you stepping into your own power. You need to have stability. You need to have structure for yourself. You need to have routines. Some people are just living their life kind of like floating around and like, you know, like, oh, like I want these things, but never taking action to get them. So it's really like creating structure for yourself. Like, do you have a routine? Do you have a morning routine? Do you have things that you do every week? Or is your life kind of just like, it's up in the air and we're doing this and we're doing that? It's like, how are you gonna hone in and like be like, this is what I'm doing every day, every week? And it's not like so rigid that it's like boring, but I think that you need some sort of structure right now to kind of like bring it back. Like, and whether that's like a spiritual practice or whatever it is, because there's some sense of like wanting to be more Zen, wanting to be more allowing, wanting to be more fun and childlike, or create something for children in your life, things like that. The Queen of Swords is backed by the Hermit, so I feel like you need to do some sort of introspection to gain the clarity, to gain the ability to have these boundaries with others, to have these boundaries within yourself, also your self-talk. I think that maybe you're kind of like floundering around needing some answers right now, and you feel like because you don't feel like you have all the answers, maybe you are, the way that you talk to people is like short. I don't know, that might not resonate with everybody, but it's like, if we don't feel confident in ourselves and knowing in ourselves, then the way that we talk to other people can be kind of like controlling, and like you have this like know-it-all sense, but it's like because you don't know it all. Like, does that make sense? It's like overcompensation for the fact that you don't even know what the heck is going on inside you, so you feel like you need to like control other people and control other situations. And so I would say turn that inward and figure out do some soul searching, figure out like what is going to bring back this like childlike wonder into your life, what's going to make you feel youthful and alive again. And this is going to be something that you need to do within yourself. This is going to be something that you need to do alone, independent of others. This is something like meditation or journaling, even, to figure out like what it is that you really want out of life and what it is that's missing within you and what are the answers. Like, you could be thinking that you need to ask others' opinions, but I think all the answers that you're seeking are already within you. The World card, which is this cycle ending and beginning and a new beginning, is backed by the Queen of Wands, which is the most confident, like attractive, allowing energy in the tarot deck. So I think that there's the cycle of you feeling out of control and not knowing what decisions to make, or not knowing like that you have the ability to create the life that you want. You feeling like you need others to answer the questions for you, thinking that the answers are external to you, is going to end. I think that once that you leave this like energy behind of just kind of like floating through and hoping that things happen but not actually taking action, not having a schedule, not having a routine, not believing that you can have things, not trusting your inner guidance. Once that ends, you will have this confidence about you, and you will have this allowing energy, because you'll know that you have magnetism, and you're able to draw to you the things that you want, the life that you want. But it all stems from your self-esteem, and your self-esteem is diminished when you're not living in alignment, when you're not taking care of yourself, when you're not honoring how you feel, when you're not trusting yourself, not listening to your intuition, when you are not disciplined. Because discipline can be looked at as like rigidity can be looked at as like not fun and like boring, and but it's like discipline is freedom, because if you do the things that you need to do, then that allows you more time and more resources and more energy to do the things that you want to do. It's like, I do this hard thing every day, like for example working out, so that I can have the energy to play with my kid or whatever it is. The Three of Swords is backed by the Wheel of Fortune. So I think this like perceived pain, or you feeling like you're gonna hurt other people by following what you need to do, following the life that you want to live, or like maybe like feeling like if you can't control or be hard, like there's some sense here of like, I feel like I can't be like fun and lighthearted with certain people, because it's gonna hurt me, or it's gonna hurt them, or it's gonna hurt someone else, or like if I allow myself to be trusting, it's gonna be painful. But I feel like if you allow yourself to take care of yourself, if you allow yourself to grow and to trust your intuition, it's not gonna be painful. It's gonna be painful in the sense of like things are changing, and so it's kind of like that kind of energy. But it's like you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is good karma, which is destiny, which is a turning point, which is an inevitable fate happening, and it's about ups and downs as well. So it's like sometimes we feel like we're on the downside, but it's like, yeah, because you're just about to go back up. So it's like sometimes things are more painful before they get better, you know, like it's like ripping off a band-aid type thing. You have the Ace of Swords here, so again, mental clarity. I think that that's going to allow you to make the decisions, to have the foresight and be able to prepare and make a plan for moving forward. You want to create something, you want to take action, and I think you're going to get the idea or the clarity or the conversation or the something is going to happen where you're like, oh yeah, and then you're able to plan. I think you need to be careful of feeling like bad things are going to happen. I think that sometimes you can feel weary of things happening because you're kind of like waiting for bad things to happen because you've been jaded in the past. But I would say that that's just going to lead to like a pessimistic outlook. You're going to feel disappointed. That's going to be like a self-sabotaging energy. If you focus on all the failures and all the bad things that could happen, instead you need to focus on what would you feel like if you got the thing that you wanted. What would you feel like if people recognized you for your hard efforts? And I think once you are able to stop focusing on the negative and what could go wrong and all these things, and you're able to just focus on yourself, work on yourself, do what you need to do, set the boundaries, trust yourself, go within for the answers, know that you're abundant, know that you can have these things, know that you have good karma coming towards you because you've been through the painful stuff and now it's time for you. It's like a rubber band. Now you're going back to the happiness. Now you're going back to the upside. Once you trust that, like, people will see that, people will see your accomplishments, and you'll just have a more like happy outlook on life, and like structure will be restored, relationships, you know, everything's going to start coming back to a more like level playing field once you are able to kind of just like tweak the perceptions that you have. Let's go ahead and pull an oracle card for air signs. You have see beyond the past. So this is seeing beyond, you know, it's like in your childhood. In your childhood, you may have been made to feel small or different or weird or like insecure, and now you like overcompensate for it, or just you carry that with you in your decisions, and that's like the misconstrued perception that you have of reality. And you need to be able to see beyond that and know that you are a powerful creator, and everything that you went through just basically made you better, because it's like because you're humble. You're humble because you've experienced pain. And so now you have this like ability to be empathetic and things like that. But you have face your fear on the bottom of the deck. So I'll go ahead and read this passage, number 38, face your fear. In the forest, Crow will often warn other animals of oncoming hunters. Crow comes when a fear or uncomfortable situation must be faced and transformed. It is through facing the fear that the animals in the forest are able to escape and survive. Crow isn't just calling at you to face your fears, he's asking you to do something with the energy that comes from those fears. Crow is the master alchemist. Alchemy was the practice of transmutation, turning base metals such as lead into a more valuable metal like gold. Many alchemists were interested in this science on a psychological level. We can apply the principle of alchemy to our psychological development. Think of the power your pain holds. What if you could take the energy of all your trauma, fear, worry, and doubts and turn it into your greatest asset? Crow says you can turn the energy of pain into your shining light. The key is the consistent effort to manipulate your emotions to your liking. For example, let's say you're dealing with a trigger that is bringing up fear. First, accept what you feel and then choose to transmute the energy. If you are fearful of something and avoiding it, face it and deal with it. If you are lost in a trauma bubble, choose to shift your physiology by movement and exercise. If you are procrastinating to clean. If you are avoiding telling someone your true feelings, tell them. If you feel unhealthy and unattractive, change how you eat and adorn your body with clothes that honor your appearance. If you are overwhelmed with feeling like a victim, create an art project that demonstrates your power. The idea isn't to escape what you are dealing with, but instead face it and then change how you are dealing with it. This is where the shift begins. Crow's medicine to transmute energy is also your birthright. Take action and transmute your energy. I hope that you guys liked this reading. I hope that it resonated with you and helped you in some way. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can book a personal through Etsy, TikTok, and Instagram. Have short form content of Zodiac readings posted daily. And yeah, I will be posting airside readings every Thursday. So I'll see you guys in next week's reading.